Already.
No. 4 scoops, level scoops of the scoop that's in the
Kibble.
dog food. Yes, the kibble. 4 in Red's bowl, and 1 in Sophie's, and it has to be level scoops.
And what's that white stuff?
That white stuff is this yogurt. I just used up, but we have some more. And they're actually, I give them a little more than that usually, but it was the end of the thing. So I usually just give them, stir it up, give them a large spoonful of this and a large spoonful of that, and give them a little bit more than that, but that's fine for today.
Tucker gets a spoonful?
A small spoonful.
Alright.
Okay, that's step 1. He usually gets a little more than that. Alright, I'm going to have to get, I was not prepared for this. I would have preferred to have started at the beginning. So we'll open the yogurt today. Make a suggestion to Dad and he runs with it. Anyway, I would usually give them more like that much.
So about a tablespoon for the dogs?
Yeah, about like that. And then for the cat, I give him about like that.
So maybe half a teaspoon for
Yeah,
the
I don't
cat.
want to give him too much because he doesn't have that much food to go with it, so he's smaller. Alright, that's the yogurt. And then the food. Next, I get out Tucker's canned food. I rinse the spoon off. Actually, sometimes I have a bite of yogurt and then I rinse it off.
Well, at least you don't have a bite of cat food.
Not for me. So I give him usually about a 1/5 to a 1/6 of a can.
Oh, that's twice as much as I've been giving him.
Well, no wonder he's been ravenous. So about like that, maybe a little less. That's a fair amount. Since Dad's been starving him. Put this back in the fridge. That should last 5 or 6 days. And then there come the supplements, which are back here. First we have the kelp, which I'm going to refill. But I take usually a full scoop of this, and I go through about half of it between the 3 of them, and I give the dogs more and Tucker a little less. And since I'm so low on this, it's not giving me a full scoop, so I can't really show you the way that I do it. But Tucker gets some of this too.
That stuff is nasty. It stinks.
Kelp.
That's why I kept the scoop out of it, so I don't have to stick my hand in it.
You don't have to anymore. And this is just for the dogs. This is joint oats. And I take about a scoop and I give a little more than half of it to Sophie and then a little bit to Red.
I usually give a scoop to each of them.
Well, you're wrong. And this is probably not going to even be here when you're here. It doesn't really matter that much. This is a vitamin supplement. It has kelp and a whole bunch of other stuff in it. I usually give 1 teaspoon to each of them, and I think they'll be fine without this while we're gone. But this is important. So this is the salmon oil. So you give 2 squirts. It works kind of hard, sometimes not full squirt. I'm going to clean that out so that it works better. But and then 1 1/2 for Sophie and 1/2 for Tucker. Then Tucker gets his all mushed around. It's not going to hurt them that you gave them the full scoop. But it goes through it really fast and it's expensive stuff and I don't think they need that much. So, and then I get his little eyes. He used to get a happy face, but I don't have the mouth part anymore. Don't use that. This is his glucosamine.
He likes it too. I dropped one on the floor and he ate it.
Well, he gets 2 of these a day, so don't give them to him as treats. He has other treats up there on the dresser that he can have if you need to give him treats. But he gets that. And then I usually feed him first. But today, since we're going, now I add, then I come back down and I add a half a can of the dog food, whatever the next one is, split between the two of them. So it's a quarter of a can each. So Dad used half the can yesterday, so I have the second half today. So we go through 1 can in 2 days. And I try to even it up pretty well. This stuff looks like I might want to eat it.
It's like chunky stew.
I know, it smells good too. This one is the my favorite one, which is the I can't read it. Chicken and vegetables formula in gravy. So I work on Sophie's, since she always gets fed first, because Red is always trying to be the alpha dog, and she doesn't have that kind of personality, so she eats first. And then on the days that I use the can up, I get a little warm water. If I don't have the can, I just put a little warm water in. I try to rinse the can out. It's called the OCD way of feeding your dogs. And I give a little bit of it to Sophie. This is to ameliorate the dryness of the kibble. And since she has only 1 cup and he has 4 cups of kibble, I give him a lot more water in his. And it makes a kind of a little gravy. And they think it's yummy. So then I bring in here and feed Sophie first. And she has to wait outside the door. She has to sit outside the door. Come here, Sophie. Sit. Wait. And I can put this down anytime. Okay, come in. And then she has to sit and make sustained eye contact with me here to be invited to have her food. Okay, good girl. And we go through the same thing with Red, who is happily waiting outside the kitchen as he's supposed to be. There he is over there. He's sort of thinking about coming in. And I stir his all up. And then I add the rest of this to it. I might put a little more than that in it. Just kind of hit the bottom out. Rinse out the can really thoroughly. Because you're not supposed to put anything with food in it in the recycling. And there's no second bag of milk. So it goes in the recycling. As you well know.
Okay, so that's the morning dog feeding procedures.
Well, almost.
That's not how we do it in the evening, but that's at least for the morning.
And Red always likes to lick the spoon. This is not essential. This is what we do.
What kind of spoons are those? Are those the same ones that we eat off of?
These spoons come out of the left side of the drawer here. They're these spoons.
So they're the oddball spoons.
They're the oddball spoons that are not like our regular pattern.
So they you don't use the same spoons that we eat off of for him to lick.
I don't, because I have an OCD husband and he can't stand the idea that. So we have to give Sophie a minute to eat. And I'm going to run Tucker's food up to him.
Thank you, Harriet.
So when I run the food up to Tucker, I grab his bowl from last night, bring it down and soak it.
All right, thank you.